hate on me and then y'all go and hate on my girl. Like, bro, I feel the same pain that she feels. We're inseparable, bro. We with each other. Like, she hurting, of course I'm gonna be hurting. If I'm hurting, of course she gonna be hurting. I don't even think this woman really love you like that, bro. You gotta watch the signs, man. That woman said you wasn't even her type. If a woman tell me she not my type but end up with me, then what's keeping you here?
But when you successful, you everybody's fucking type. You know what I mean? All of a sudden they find out your potential. Now you everybody's type. Be careful with that shit, bro.
That's nothing to worry about. I love my women. When I take a picture with a girl, make sure my hand is in the front. Then you can see both of my hands. You know, I'm not that close to you. Hey, it's a routine. And I make sure I only take pictures with females when she around.
God gets ready to make you a great woman. You'll know he's gonna make you great by how you suffer.
Welcome back to StarHush, where we pull the curtain back on the stories everyone's whispering about. And this one could turn into a financial nightmare before it's even begun. Word on the street is that NFL rookie Travis Hunter might be staring down bankruptcy before his career even gets rolling. The spotlight's not on his touchdowns this time, it's on his bank account. As many already know, his wife Leanna Linney is reportedly demanding $40 million in their divorce. Let that sink in. $40 million. And here's where it gets wild. That's almost the same as the $46 million rookie contract Travis just signed with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Sure, he's got that $30 million signing bonus sitting pretty, but when you start doing the math, it's clear this is not pocket change. That kind of payout could drain even a pro athlete's finances, especially at the very start of their career. The big question floating now, could this divorce settlement wipe him out completely? Things got even messier when Leanna posted a tearful video online right as the internet was coming down hard on her. She didn't give any reason for the tears, but the timing had people connecting the dots quick. And once folks started speculating, they began tearing apart every detail of this couple's history, looking for clues they might have missed. Now here's the twist you might have overlooked: the wedding. It wasn't in Georgia, it wasn't in Florida, and it wasn't in any city tied to their personal story. Leanna chose Chattanooga, Tennessee. At first, she told Travis it was simply because she loved the venue. But here's where the plot thickens. Tennessee happens to be one of the few states where alimony can be awarded without any minimum marriage length. Yup, no need to hit that X years mark before support becomes an option. People online have been buzzing, and clips are going viral, explaining exactly how Tennessee's marriage laws could flip this whole divorce in Leanna's favor. For those who've been following, it's starting to look less like a random wedding location and more like a calculated move that could turn into a major game changer in court.
They got married in Tennessee, where there's no time limit for a spouse to become eligible for alimony, as long as there's a financial need. Come to find out, it was her idea to get married in Tennessee because of this luxury venue.
Here's where things get tricky and expensive. In Tennessee, a divorce can be filed almost the moment the wedding cake is cut, and the spouse can still qualify for alimony. No minimum years married requirement, no long waiting game, just straight into court and straight to the payout. And here's the part that has fans shaking their heads. Travis never signed a prenup. Not only did he skip it, but it's not like nobody tried to warn him. According to multiple sources, attorneys, former NFL veterans, and even influencers reached out with offers to draft one for free. That's right, zero cost, just protection. And still, nothing was signed. It's no wonder social media is calling this the most expensive yes of his life. But that's not the only eyebrow raiser. The next red flag, it's been sitting in plain sight this whole time, literally on her hand. After people started connecting the dots on the Tennessee wedding location, attention shifted to Leanna's ring finger. Fans noticed she's got a tattoo there, a bold, unmistakable $sign. Now, depending on who you ask, the meaning changes. Some claim it's just a playful nod to her love for Lil Wayne, but others, they think it's a symbol of where her priorities have always been. And in their version of the story, Travis wasn't first. Wow, the money was. The reactions online were brutal. One comment that went viral read, "Bro's cooked and he doesn't even know it." Another said, "That tattoo told the whole story before the vows." Whether you agree or not, it's the kind of detail that fuels online theories like wildfire. And these theories didn't pop up out of thin air. People point back to past interviews where Leanna said things that had fans side-eyeing the relationship from the start. Case in point, a joint interview in 2022. Everything seemed lighthearted until she casually dropped the line that Travis wasn't her type at first. And she wasn't talking about his looks. She made it clear it was because he was younger and had already cheated on a girlfriend before.
I just didn't respond to him. He wasn't my type. So then I left him.
I wasn't her type?
I left him in my DMs for like 2 months. And then finally I answered him. But I didn't want to like be nothing. I just wanted to just be friends.
The next moment that had fans seriously side-eyeing Leanna didn't happen in some private, behind-the-scenes setting. It unfolded in full public view, right in front of cameras, and the footage is still making the rounds today. It all came rushing back after that old, not my type interview clip started resurfacing online. People began digging for more examples, and that's when they landed on one of the most talked about moments in the couple's history. It was Heisman night, one of the biggest evenings in college football. Travis was in the running for one of the most prestigious honors an athlete can dream of. The energy in the room was electric. Players, coaches, friends, and family were on their feet, clapping and cheering, everyone except Leanna. The cameras panned across the crowd, catching smiles, applause, and proud faces, then landed on her. While the rest of the audience was celebrating, she stayed seated, looking almost detached from the moment. No clapping, no big smile, just sitting. It wasn't until Coach Deion Sanders, sitting nearby, leaned over and gave her a little nudge that she finally stood up. And once she did, the applause looked half-hearted, almost like she was only doing it because the spotlight had landed on her. That clip has since become a fan favorite Exhibit A in the case against her, constantly reposted on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and Twitter threads. The captions practically write themselves. Read the body language. This says more than words. She wasn't feeling it. Whether you think it's overblown or not, the internet loves a visual that can be looped and slowed down, and this one has been dissected frame by frame. Some insist it was nothing. Maybe she was just lost in thought. Others believe it was a glimpse of how she truly felt. That short moment at the Heisman event, just a few seconds on camera, was all it took for Twitter to explode with red flag posts, screenshots, memes, slow motion replays. The internet pounced. And just when people thought the buzz might fade, another clip dropped. And it came fast, less than 48 hours later. This time, the setting was an Adidas event. Travis was in his element, smiling, talking with fans, signing autographs, and clearly enjoying the attention. Cameras were rolling, music was playing, and the atmosphere was light. But in the middle of it all, a different vibe was coming from Leanna. While Travis was chatting with people, the camera's microphone happened to pick up her voice. And what it caught made the gossip mill spin even harder. She sounded irritated, asking, "What do you want me to do? I'll just sit here?" She wasn't whispering. She wasn't trying to hide it. In fact, it came across so casually that it shocked viewers even more, almost like she didn't care who heard. The clip spread fast, showing her sitting back with an unimpressed look while Travis kept working the crowd. Within hours, that moment was all over TikTok, Instagram, and sports blogs, often paired with the Heisman footage as back-to-back red flags. Some defended her, saying maybe she was tired or just overwhelmed by the crowd. Others weren't so forgiving, claiming it revealed exactly how invested, or not, she really was in Travis's world. Fair or not, the two clips together became a talking point the internet wasn't ready to drop. The two clips, the Heisman moment and the Adidas event, quickly became a package deal online. Side-by-side edits were everywhere, captioned with phrases like, "It's the energy for me," and "When you know, you know." And it wasn't just about her staying seated or looking annoyed. Fans said it was the vibe. The way they saw it, Leanna looked disconnected in moments where most partners would be hyping their spouse up. That's why the reactions were so sharp. People weren't just commenting on her actions. They were reading into the energy she was giving off. Leanna eventually responded to both situations. She said she didn't want to be caught on camera during the Heisman moment, so she stayed seated to avoid being in the shot. And at the Adidas event, she claimed she didn't know where to stand, so she hung back. But here's the thing, the internet wasn't buying it. The comments poured in, saying those explanations didn't match the body language caught in the footage. And before the conversation could cool off, another piece of evidence got pulled out of the archives, and this one came straight from Leanna herself. Right after the backlash from the Heisman and Adidas clips, an older video resurfaced. In it, Leanna is laughing while telling a story about how Travis would drive her to parties. She explained that he'd sit outside in the car for hours while she was inside having fun. She even mentioned that Travis never complained or tried to stop her from drinking, even though he doesn't drink at all.
The first thing that ever stood out to me about Travis was that he never tried to change me at all. So like I said, I met him in college. He was in high school, and I obviously I was in the middle of outgrowing partying, but I still partied a lot. And I don't know if y'all know this, but he doesn't drink at all. Even though he's legal to drink, he doesn't drink. And I'm Hispanic, so I have tequila in my veins. So I drink. I don't drink a lot, but I drink. And I used to party and stuff. And he would literally drive me, sit outside for hours while I'm inside partying,
And this wasn't some random gossip floating through the comment section. This was Leanna saying it herself on camera, with a big smile, telling the story like it was a badge of honor. The moment that clip resurfaced, the internet went into overdrive. It started getting paired with older videos of her out dancing, laughing, and partying with friends. Those mashups fed a growing theory that she was more invested in her own nightlife and fun than in the world Travis was building.
I'm gonna keep letting him play all same tats too. Oh! Eater! Ain't no way. 3 years ago, they've been together for 5 years. That's that same tat. Yeah, my boy in that bitch putting her to work. Ain't no way.
And that's when the warnings really started stacking up. This wasn't just anonymous accounts tagging him anymore. It was people with experience. People who've actually been through the highs and lows of public relationships. NFL veterans who'd learned their lessons the hard way started weighing in. Comedians who love to roast, but also drop real-life advice, chimed in too. The tone was half joking, half serious, but the message was clear. Travis, protect yourself. One comment from a retired player went viral. Love is great, but a prenup is better. Another was more blunt. You can't build a career if you're busy cleaning up a divorce. And then came the heaviest warning yet, from Coach Deion Sanders himself. Coach Prime has lived his own public marriage drama, so when he speaks on this topic, people listen. Sitting in front of cameras, he didn't sugarcoat it. His body language said it all. The crossed arms, the lean forward, the serious tone. He addressed Travis directly, saying that protecting his career and future should come first, and that a prenup wasn't just paperwork, it was common sense.
I think he done got married on us and ain't told nobody.
Nah, not yet.
Not yet, I like it.
Cause I'm gonna do your prenup for you. It's gonna be about this thick.
And then came comedian Godfrey, who didn't even pretend to hold back. He went in full throttle with no filter. On his podcast, he said the quiet part out loud, that Leanna only seemed interested in Travis once she realized his full potential as an athlete. To Godfrey, that old, he wasn't my type clip wasn't just awkward, it was the red flag. He called it the biggest tell of all, breaking it down step by step for his listeners. First, he said it's unusual for someone to openly admit they weren't into their partner at the start, unless they're trying to hint that something else made them change their mind. Second, he said the timing of their relationship seemed too convenient to ignore. It was blunt, and it got people talking even louder.
I'll get into this shit, bro, because something ain't right. I didn't like that video. He wasn't my type. Remember, you wasn't my type. But when you're successful, you everybody's fucking type. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, they find out your potential. Now you everybody's type. Be careful with that shit, bro.
Then former NFL wide receiver Des Bryant stepped in, and he didn't sugarcoat anything either. Speaking directly about Travis's situation, he said, "She loves the attention way more than she loves you." He went further, saying, "She thinks she's your equal. There's a woman out there who will make your life easy and respect you. She's just a headache." Those words hit hard, especially coming from someone who's been in the spotlight and knows how fame can attract the wrong kind of energy. And just when the conversation couldn't get any more heated, Bow Wow added his voice, and his warning went viral instantly, but for all the wrong reasons. He didn't dance around it or drop vague hints. He spoke directly about the rumors of her publicly thirsting over other men, saying it was a huge sign that something wasn't right.
It's like you so caught up in being in love with this, bro. I don't even think this woman really love you like that, bro. You gotta watch the signs, man. That woman said you wasn't even her type. If a woman tell me she not my type but end up with me, then what's keeping you here? What's keeping you here then? If I'm not your type, that means you going off looks. So what's keeping you here? You gotta ask, but you young though, but you gotta ask yourself them questions.
These weren't just random trolls with burner accounts or jealous haters looking for clout. These were people who'd been in the game, veterans who'd learned their lessons the hard way, practically waving giant neon warning signs in front of Travis. But instead of taking it in, Travis fired back, and not gently. When comedian Godfrey called out Leanna's "not my type" comment, Travis jumped straight into the comments, writing, "You know her? Number. So don't speak on my relationship. You old as hell. Move on with your life." When Des Bryant's warning started trending, Travis didn't respond directly, but his other posts made it pretty clear he wasn't entertaining anyone's advice. He doubled down, defending Leanna at every turn, including the $sign tattoo that fans swore was a walking prenup loophole. Travis brushed it off, saying it had nothing to do with money. It was just because she liked Lil Wayne. But at this point, his explanations weren't calming the storm. If anything, they were throwing gasoline on it. Fans were dissecting every word, every emoji, every caption, reading between the lines like it was a mystery novel. And while Travis was busy clapping back online, the biggest warning sign of all was already baked into the marriage itself. The state where they tied the knot. Tennessee's marriage laws, the ones that could make that $40 million payout possible, were quietly sitting in the background like a ticking clock. By May 2025, Travis had heard every warning imaginable. He ignored them all. He went all in, walking down the aisle with Leanna in a high-profile wedding that looked like a fairy tale on Instagram. But instead of silencing the critics, the celebration handed them fresh ammo. One particular clip from the reception blew up. In the video, Travis leans in like he's going to kiss his new bride. But she turns her head just enough for it to look like a dodge. Fans went frame by frame, swearing there wasn't a single clear kiss between them in any photo or video from the night. And then came the wedding gift moment. Travis had gone all out, surprising Leanna with a brand new Mercedes G-Wagon worth a jaw-dropping $500,000. Most brides in that position would have screamed, cried, hugged, or at least looked thrilled. Instead, her reaction came across as cold, detached, almost bored. The clip of her barely smiling while standing next to the luxury SUV spread like wildfire. After the wedding, Travis and Leanna didn't exactly ride off into the sunset like a picture-perfect NFL power couple. There was no honeymoon photo dump, no gushy anniversary posts, no just married energy flooding their feeds. Instead, they practically vanished from the public eye. The same duo who had once built their brand on documenting every milestone, from date nights to training days, suddenly switched off comments across all their social media accounts. Posts about each other? Gone. Mentions? Barely any. It was like someone hit a mute button on their relationship for the world to see. Now, some people said maybe they were just protecting their peace, stepping away from the noise, but others, especially the crowd that had been side-eyeing the relationship from the jump, saw it as something else entirely. To them, it looked like they were hiding cracks in the foundation. And here's where it got messy. People started digging. Every clip, every awkward moment, every eyebrow-raising exchange we've already talked about earlier started making the rounds again. TikTok threads, Reddit deep dives, YouTube breakdowns, all splicing together past footage into what fans called the pattern. The silence didn't kill the speculation, it supercharged it. Without fresh content, the same old red flag moments got reposted over and over until Travis and Leanna's names were trending again, and not for good reasons. Then, just as the buzz seemed like it might be fading, Leanna dropped herself right back in the center of the storm. She posted a short video, no words, no explanation, just her sitting there, visibly upset, eyes puffy, wiping tears. The timing, impossible to ignore. It landed right in the middle of the recycled backlash, making it feel less like a random emotional moment and more like fuel on a fire. Within hours, the comments were flooded with speculation. Predictions of divorce were everywhere. Hashtags started popping back up, and fan pages began tracking every move again. And here's the kicker. The timing of that video lined up perfectly with the number people had been whispering about for weeks. The number that, if the rumors are true, could make this breakup one of the most expensive rookie divorces in NFL history. $40 million. So, my stars and hushers, what do you think? Is this just bad timing or are we watching a slow-motion implosion? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that subscribe button, smash that like if you want the next deep dive, and turn on notifications. Because you know, StarHush is going to be watching this one closely. See you on the next one.